Welcome. My name is Erin, and whether you're joining live or on YouTube, glad to be here. No particular props today. If you're newer to yoga, blocks can be helpful. And we'll begin in a comfortable seat. That can be Sukhasana, legs crossed. If you're working toward half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, one heel toward the opposite hip, or any other comfortable seat. As you settle into your seat here, actively ground down through left and right sides of the body. Let the hands rest on the knees or the lap. And as you feel ready, close the eyes and close the mouth. Throughout our practice, we'll strive to breathe through the nose, cultivating a steady, rhythmic pace of breath. And then turn your mind's focus to your breath. With your next inhale, follow the passageway of breath through the nose, down the back of the throat, all the way to the belly. And on the exhales, actively pushing the air up and out through the nose. Start to engage the diaphragm. On the exhales, pulling the belly up under the ribs. And on the inhale, letting the belly expand. When you feel ready, start to cultivate your Ujjayi pranayama, yogic victory breath control. Constricting the back of the throat, start to hear that audible oceanic quality to the breath. Eventually settling in on a pace of Ujjayi breath you can maintain as we begin to move. My classes this week, I'm focusing on the theme of standing balance. So we'll spend some time on our feet, always the option to use a wall for support. Take one more deep breath cycle here. And then open the eyes, keep the breath moving as we begin to move. Bring the palms to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Press thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. Next, inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the arms to the side, flip the palms down. Moving this way on the breath. Inhale, heart center, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms to the side. Inhale, heart center, grow tall. Exhale, lower the arms. This time, inhale, heart center, grow tall. And on the exhale, bend the elbows, prana mudra, turn your gaze up. Pull the weight out of your lower back, engage the belly, elbows at shoulder height. Good, option to release the neck back here and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands behind the body, fingers pointed toward your body, and then start to straighten the arms, press down through the palms. Feel the sternum lift to the sky. Stay here, lift the sits bones off the mat, lifting hips high, maybe neck releases back. Good, as you find your back bend, keep the breath deep. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower the hips, come to your seat. And if the legs are crossed, switch the cross of your legs, opposite leg in front or on top. Setting up for a twist. Next inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, right hand behind, left hand to the right leg. Take another inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, twist to the right, shift your gaze over the right shoulder. And either stay here or wrap that right arm behind the back, working your fingers towards your outer left hip. Back and belly muscles are active here, spine is tall. Sukhasana twist. Good, with your next inhale, come forward, reach the arms high. Exhale, twist left, left hand behind the body. Take another inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, shift your gaze to the left, pull the belly in. And again, either stay right here or wrap that left arm behind the back toward the outer right hip. And breathe. With spinal twists, it's the exhales that allow us to deepen the twist. Next, inhale, come forward, reach the arms high. Exhale, release, roll over to hands and knees, and meet me in tabletop pose. Always the option for some cushioning under the knees, rolling up your mat or using a blanket. And we'll check in with the hands today. Pointer fingers pointing straight forward, and then engage the thumbs and the pinkies. Imagine someone pressing your palms down. Toes tucked behind you, lift the rib cage in and up. Next, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Virabhadrasana. Exhale, tuck and round, chin to chest. Tadasana. Moving through cow-cats on your breath. You're welcome to linger anywhere that feels good. We're working to keep arms and legs stationary and strong, just undulating through the spine. Making our first vinyasa here, connecting breath with movement in an intentional way. And when you finish your next exhale, meet me in neutral tabletop, gaze between the thumbs, and then untuck your toes, press the tops of the feet to the mat. Start to tap the feet, make some noise. And then come back to stillness. Toes can be tucked or untucked. With an inhale, send the right leg back, reach the left arm forward. Moving on the breath, inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch. Inhale, extend, grow long. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, extend, bend the right knee, reach your left hand back, either catching the foot, or you can bring your hand to that left hip. If you catch the foot, kick the foot to the hand. Either way, gaze comes forward. Good, pull that right knee in toward the body. Virabhadrasana, half bow. Take an inhale here. Exhale, release to tabletop, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Our first down dog, walk your feet back on your mat, finding that same distance between hands and feet that you'll walk for plank pose. It's okay if heels are high off the mat here. Arms shoulder distance apart, whole palms are actively grounding down. Let the back of the neck relax. You can always keep a bend in the knees here if the hamstrings are feeling tight. Start to shift your gaze toward the big toes, maybe gaze turning up between the legs. Good, next inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, forward to plank, Phalakasana. Exhale, hips up and back. This time, inhale to plank, and then lower the knees, come back to tabletop. We'll take that core work on the second side. Inhale, send the left leg back, reach the right arm forward. Gaze stays low here, left toes spread wide. And breathe. Inhale for light. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, extend, bend the left knee, reach the right hand back. Either catch your foot or catch the right hip. If you catch the foot, kick it to the hand, press down through your left palm. Gaze comes forward. Good, left knee drawing in toward the body. And breathe. Virabhadrasana. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release. Send your knees wide, big toes touch. Press the hips back toward the heels. Wide-legged Balasana, child's pose. You can always take a different child's pose variation if you like. Forehead to the mat or a block. And then tent up on your fingertips here. Actively draw the shoulders back and down. Feel that long line from fingertips all the way back to hip creases. Throughout our practice today, come back here if the breath gets choppy, the mind gets distracted. Always welcome to find rest as you need. With your next inhale, press up to hands and knees, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Find your long down dog shape. And take a deep bend in the knees, press your hips further back. Feel that length through the side bodies and armpits. Keep that length and then straighten your legs any amount. Next inhale, roll forward to plank, just a breath. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, hug the elbows to the ribs. And we'll hold here, toes are tucked to the mat. This can feel a little funny if you're newer to classical yoga. You can also slide to the belly instead. Otherwise, as the lower back arches, pull up behind the navel. And then draw shoulders down from ears. Ashtanga Namaskar. Next inhale, slide to the belly, keep the toes tucked, hover palms and knees. Classical cobra, elbows and shoulders pulling back and down, rib cage lifting up. Deep inhale here, Bhujangasana. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths here. See if you can find that sense of ease or rest in your down dog shape. Run the tongue between the lips and the teeth. Relax the jaw. And from down dog, take an inhale, gaze forward, come up on the tiptoes. And then we'll tiptoe forward and back 3 times, keeping palms planted. Just tiptoe only so far that your palms stay on the mat. And when you reach your edge, tiptoe the feet back. We'll do that 3 times on your breath, slow and steady to build strength. After your 3rd time, tiptoeing forward, we'll come all the way to the top of the mat. Good. And in your own time, moving toward a forward fold at the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Feet can be together, big toes touching, heels apart. You can bring the feet wider. And then if it's accessible, interlace the hands behind the back, pull the fists up and overhead. If this isn't comfortable, you can bring hands to the hips instead. If you have that arm bind, draw heels of the hands together. And then either way, neck relaxes fully. Explore drawing the weight to your toes. In your mind, visualizing hips stacking right over ankles. And breathe. We'll keep whatever arm shape you have. Take a deep bend in the knees. With your next inhale, slowly roll up to standing at the top of the mat. Exhale, release the arms. Tadasana, mountain pose. Finding full body engagement here. Check in with your feet, spread your toes wide, and then bring inner elbows toward the hips, fingers reaching down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, feel the chest open. Preparing for classical Surya Namaskar, sun salutes on the breath. Inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, reach arms forward and up. Exhale, forward and fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lower right knee. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Option to lower knees here. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, elbows to rib cage. Inhale, slide forward, hover palms and knees. Exhale, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, lower right knee. Exhale, step to the top and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, heart center, second side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Inhale, lower left knee. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Press the heels back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward. Hover palms and knees. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, back to low lunge. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise, hips forward. Exhale, heart, again like this. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. Right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, forward, Phalakasana. Exhale, lower, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise, press down through the feet. Exhale, heart center, last side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward, Phalakasana. Exhale, lower, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise, hips forward. Exhale, heart center, and release the arms. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Whole body active, gaze soft and straightforward. And then close down the eyes. Take an inhale, lift the right toes off the mat. Slowly lower one toe at a time. Next inhale, lift the left toes up. Slowly lower. Inhale, lift all 10 toes. Exhale, slowly lower. Find your widest foundation through the feet. Deep Ujjayi breath here. Smooth it out. And then open the eyes, adding on. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to plank. We'll take an extra breath here, setting up our plank. Knees can be lifted or lowered. Next, inhale, press forward on the toes. Exhale, lower to the belly. Tuck your elbows to the ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, modern cobra, hips on the mat. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step through for warrior one. Plant your back foot. Find your balance. Inhale, rise up. And we'll hold here. Reach the fingers high, shoulders drawing back and down. Good, check in with your hips, both hip bones pointing toward the top of your mat. If balance is a challenge here, you can bring your right foot out to the side, creating wider tracks for your feet. To go deeper, bring your palms together, shift the gaze up, draw the weight up and out of the lower back. Virabhadrasana One. Good, and breathe. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. We'll be stepping forward to the top of the mat on that right foot. Start to draw the weight forward to the right foot, lift your back heel. Take an inhale, step to the top, lift the left knee up, 90-degree angle. Sole of the foot toward the mat. Good, stay here or reach the arms up and overhead. Couple deep breaths here. Belly and back muscles are active. Take another inhale. On the exhale, hands to hips, step the foot back, high lunge. Keep the back heel lifted. And then once more, reach the arms high. And breathe. To go deeper, you can slide that right foot forward, deepening the bend through the front knee. Knee over ankle. Ashtachandrasana. Take an inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame your front foot, step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward to plank, lower halfway or to the belly. Find cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step through for warrior one. Plant your back heel. With an inhale, rise up, bend the left knee. Exhale, shoulders back and down. Then check your peripheral vision here. If you can't see to left and right, work your arms back and down. Option to go deeper here, bringing palms together, shifting gaze up without collapsing through the lower back. Deep, steady breaths. Virabhadrasana One. Take an inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, hands to the hips. Lift your back heel, draw the weight towards your left foot. Next, inhale, step forward and up, lift the right knee, 90-degree angle. Stay right here or reach the arms up and overhead. Really press down through that left big toe. Good, and breathe. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to hips, step the right foot back for high lunge. Keep that back heel lifted. We're working to stack the heel over the toes with time, and then reach the fingers up and overhead. Good, shoulders drawing back and down once more, rib cage pulling in and up. Ashtachandrasana. Take an inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, move through your flow. Meet me back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, from down dog, one more inhale. Exhale, lower to the knees. Keep your toes tucked. Hips over knees, and begin to walk your hands forward for Anahatasana, melting heart. Really important to keep the hips over knees here. Notice if the hips shifted back, forehead to the mat or a prop, or maybe chest and chin to the mat, gaze coming forward. And if you are comfortably with chest and chin on the mat, you can tent up on the fingertips, lift the arms off the mat. Roll your shoulders back and down. Feel that deep stretch through the rotator cuffs. Wherever you're at, a few deep Ujjayi breaths. Smooth it out. Belly stays active here, even as lower back is engaged. This pose named for bringing our heart chakra close to the earth. If you tented up on the fingertips, plant the palms and arms. With your next inhale, walk the hands back in, tabletop, and then send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up and release the arms. Bring the hands to the hips, adding on. Ground down through the right foot. We'll work on stepping back today with as much control as we can. Spread your right toes wide. Next, inhale, step the left foot all the way back for high lunge. Find your balance and then reach the arms up. Good, deep inhale here. Exhale, plant the left palm, send the right arm high for a twist. Parivrita, Baddha Konasana. Everything drawing in toward the midline. Maybe gaze all the way up to that right thumb. And you can stay right here or wrap the right arm behind the back, fingers toward the outer left hip. Also the option to lower that left knee for less intensity as we hold. Revolved side angle. The arm is lifted, right shoulder stacking over left. Good, with the exhales, pull the belly in and up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, plant both hands. Walk your hands to the long edge of the mat, coming into wide-legged forward fold. Turn your big toes slightly in. And then plant your palms or fingers to the mat if they reach, shoulder distance apart. You can explore the distance between the legs here as we work to draw the crown of the head to the mat. If you have Shavasana, headstand, you're welcome to go there. If you're working on headstand, tops of fingers in the same line as tops of toes. Bend the elbows, draw the elbows in. And then place crown of the head on the mat. Maybe you start to work the legs to rest on the back of the triceps. Maybe you lift the legs out and up. A few breaths to explore your variation here. With each exhale, contracting behind the belly to catch that sense of lift or flight. And if you did move toward inversion, make your way back to wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Paritonasana A. Inhale, half lift, hands to hips, and then come all the way to standing. Heel toe your feet together, and we'll step to the top of the mat. We'll take that on the second side, hands to hips, this time grounding down through the left toes. With an inhale, slowly step the right leg back for high lunge. Keep that back heel lifted. Find your balance and then reach the arms up. Front knee over ankle here, both hips toward the top of the mat. And breathe. Take an inhale, reach through the arms. Exhale, plant the right palm, send the left arm high, stacking shoulders. Parivrita, Baddha Konasana. Again, drawing both hips in toward the middle of the body. Maybe gaze all the way up to the left thumb. Option to lower that right knee for less intensity here. And then if you found the wrap on the first side, left arm behind the back, fingers toward the outer right hip. Really ground down through the left foot and the right palm. Each inhale, crown of the head pulls forward in space. Good, next inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, plant the hands, frame your front foot, step it back to downward facing dog. And then find a flow on your breath or hold a resting shape. Choose what you need. Always the option to add an extra push-up halfway down in chaturanga or skip it all together. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. From down dog, bend the knees. Walk the hands back toward the feet for a forward fold at the back of the mat. And then bring your feet hips distance apart if they're not already. Outer edges of the feet parallel. Catch the big toes with the first two fingers. You can bend the knees as much as you need here. Take an inhale, lift the chest forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let the elbows splay out as they do. Actively draw the weight forward to the toes. And breathe. Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. Visualize your hips stacking right over heels here. Maybe gaze starts to turn up between the thighs. With your next inhale, half lift, let the toes go. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up, rise tall. Exhale, release the arms. Stand here at the back of the mat, moving toward more standing balance. If you like a wall, you're welcome to move so that one set of fingers brushes the wall. Otherwise, feet hips distance apart. We'll start with hands on the hips. Ground down through your left toes. And with an inhale, lift the right knee, 90-degree angle, sole of the foot toward the ground. Stay here or catch your right big toe with the right fingers. Begin to straighten that right leg forward any amount. Good, if you straighten, then pull your shoulder back into the socket. Option to reach the left arm up and overhead. If you wobble out, just come back in. Utthita Asta Padangusthasana. Upright, hand to big toe pose. A steady gaze will help with balance here. Good, whether knee is bent or straight, deep inhale. Exhale, open your right leg to the right. Keep your gaze straight forward. Good. Next inhale, bring the leg forward. And exhale, release the leg, come back to standing. Nicely done. That's a challenging asana. So let go of what happened on the first side. If you're using a wall, adjust yourself as you need. And then feet hips distance apart. This time grounding down through the right foot. Take an inhale, lift the left knee up, 90-degree angle. Starting here, draw the weight toward that right leg. And then maybe reach for the left big toe with the first two fingers, extending that leg any amount. Take notice of any difference side to side here. Most of us are tighter in one hamstring more than the other. Option to reach the right arm up and overhead. If you did extend the leg, draw that left shoulder back into the socket. And breathe. Utthita Asta Padangusthasana. And whether knee is bent or leg is straight, take an inhale here. Exhale, send your left leg to the left. Gaze stays straight forward and breathe. Inhale back through center, just a breath. Exhale, lower, release. Meet me at the back of the mat if you're not already. And take an inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a flow on your breath or hold down dog. Choose what you need here. And if you're finding movement, eventually sending hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, in down dog, one more inhale. Exhale, lower to the knees. Coming to tabletop pose. We're setting up for thread the needle here. If you have a shoulder injury, take this gently or maybe skip this pose. Press down through the left palm. Inhale, sweep the right arm high. Exhale, thread right arm under left. Come to rest on the right side of the head, right shoulder. And then inhale, sweep the left arm high. Stay here or wrap that left arm behind the back. Start to shift your gaze up. This is a great place to stay. For more intensity, you can extend your left leg back, plant your left toes to the mat, and then start to lift your left leg parallel to the ground. If you feel like you're falling back in space here, engage your core, engage those muscles on the sides of the rib cage, and breathe. Few deep breaths in your variation. Relax the jaw, let the face stay soft. If you lifted that back leg, replant the knee. Next inhale, sweep the left arm high. Exhale, press up just with the left palm, send your right arm high. And release to tabletop, shake out the shoulders and hips. And we'll take that all on the second side. This time grounding down through the right palm. Inhale, sweep the left arm high. Exhale, thread left arm under right. Keep your hips over your knees here. Come to rest on the left side of the head. Inhale, sweep the right arm high. And either stay here or wrap the right arm behind the back, moving toward a twist. Start to work your gaze up. And if you went deeper on the first side, option to extend the right leg back, plant your toes to the mat. Stay here or maybe hover that right leg parallel to the ground. And breathe. Once more, letting the face soften and relax. If you lifted that right leg up, reground the knee. Next inhale, sweep the right arm high. Exhale, press up through the right palm, send the left arm high. And then release to tabletop. Bring your legs together. Press your hips back. Traditional Balasana, child's pose. Forehead to the mat or prop. Reach the arms back this time. Flip the palms up. Take a few slow, steady breaths here. Noticing any new sensations in the breath or body since we began our practice. Next, inhale, reach the arms forward. Press up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Our last down dog here. Hold this shape or move through a flow. If you're flowing, really slow it down. Slow and steady to build strength. Eventually sending hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. 2 more Ujjayi breaths in downward facing dog. Tap into that balance of sthira and sukha, effort and ease. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, lower to the knees. Send the legs to one side and meet me in a seat on the mat. We'll send both legs straight forward as you find your seat. And if you like to use a blanket, that's great. Just make sure it's only under the back inch of your sits bones. Otherwise, use your hands to pull the flesh out from underneath. Shoulders stacked over hips here. And then reach for the right foot with the right hand. Bring the right knee toward the armpit. Sit tall, left hand to the left thigh. Flex all 10 toes here. Good, engage the back body, find your length, and then draw that right leg toward the body. Start to cradle it with the arms or the hand. Take some circular motions, rotating through the hip. We're setting up for sundial prep here. Just take this gently, stopping when you reach your edge. Move back to stillness, slow those motions down. And then catch outside your right foot with your left hand. From here, start to work your right shoulder under your right knee. Maybe you come to the knee resting on the arm. Maybe the knee comes all the way to the shoulder. If it's accessible, plant your right palm on the ground off your mat. To go deeper, gently start to straighten that right leg. Draw your breath to the hamstring. Maybe gaze turns up under the left armpit. Becoming a sundial here, left leg stays grounding down. Good, and breathe. Really press through that right palm. And we'll come out just as gently as we came in. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly release. And then send the right leg long. Wiggle out the hips. Nicely done. We'll take that on the second side. This time reach with the left hand. Catch outside your left foot. Bend the knee. Draw the knee to the armpit. Flex all 10 toes. Ground down through your right leg. And then start to draw left leg toward the body. Cradling it with the hands or arms. Take some rocking motions through the hip. Notice if the back is collapsing. See if you can lift up and out of the lower back. Good, and then find some stillness here, moving towards Sundial Variation. This time, catch outside your left foot with your right hand. And then start to work your left shoulder under the left knee. Maybe it comes to rest on the forearm. Maybe you get the knee right on top of the shoulder. If it's accessible, plant the left palm off the mat. And then either stay here or start to straighten the left leg, breathing into the hamstring. Gaze turning up to the right. We're working to get our head to come underneath that right arm here. Good, keep the right leg grounding down and breathe. Take one more inhale. With the exhale, slowly unwind. Send both legs forward. Shake it out. And then we'll draw soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. You can stay on your blanket if you have one. Bring your hands to the feet, thumbs to the soles of the feet. Start to open the soles of the feet up. Always letting that opening start from the hips, not pressing down on the knees. Work your heels as close to the perineum as you can. Deep inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward first. And then fold, drawing the shoulders back and down. Bound angle pose. Use your exhales to let the hips open just a bit wider to each side. Notice if the shoulders are rounding forward, lift them up and back away from the floor. Feeling that light stretch across the collarbones. We'll hold for a few more breaths here. More important to reach the crown of the head forward rather than trying to draw nose toward the feet. And with your next inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, use the hands, bring the legs together. And then send the legs forward once more. We'll lower to the back with core control. So if you had a blanket, remove that from your mat. And then this time, point the toes strongly. Draw your legs together. Reach both arms forward, thumbs up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, chin to chest. Look at the belly. Slowly lower back. Leg muscles are active. It's okay if the feet pop up. In your own time, finding lower back meet the mat. And then middle and upper back, Releasing hands and legs, flip the palms up, let the feet splay out. On the back body here, we'll take 3 rounds of lion's breath. If you're newer to lion's breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, stick out the tongue, scrunch up the face, loudly expelling the air. Preparing to inhale here. Twice more on your own breath. And then close the mouth back down, come back to your Ujjayi breath. It's a great breath practice you can explore even when not on your mat. If you're feeling anxiety or built up energy. On the back body, plant the feet hips distance apart, bend the knees, reach the arms alongside the body, palms down. We'll just take 1 round of back bends on the back here. I'll talk us through bridge, Setu Bandhasana, but if you have full wheel, you're welcome to take that instead. Either way, slightly pigeon toe your feet. And then for bridge pose, take an inhale, press down through hands and feet, lift the hips toward knee height, tuck your shoulder blades together under the back. Stay here or interlace the hands, reaching fists toward the heels. We're working to get our hips toward the knees. That may not happen today. Great place to stay, face is soft. For more challenge, option to inhale, lift the right leg up, sole of the foot toward the sky. Exhale, lower, plant the right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, lower. 2 more breaths in your back bend variation. Take 1 more inhale, send the hips high. And on the exhale, slowly lower to the back. Just let the knees rest against one another. Resist that urge to draw the knees to the chest right away. Long neutral spine. Deep Ujjayi breath cycle here. And with your next inhale, send the legs straight up to the sky. Arms alongside the body, palms down. Supta Dandasana, reclined staff pose. If this is too intense, you can bend the knees or touch the toes to the mat. Otherwise, ankles over knees, knees over hips. We have a tendency to pull our feet toward the face, making it easier. See if you can press your feet back. Check in with the lower back. If it's lifted, engage the belly, pull it toward the mat. Good. Actively pressing toes and heels toward the sky, toes spread wide. And then option to bend the elbows, prana mudra, backs of the arms to the ground, fingers away from you. This will add a bit more intensity to the core work here. If legs are still lifted, point the toes, draw the legs together. Take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower the legs forward and down. As slowly as you can, lower back stays on the mat. And then release the whole back body. Take an inhale, draw the knees to the chest. Send both arms wide in a T. Flip your palms down. We're sitting up for a spinal twist here. Option for eagle legs, crossing right leg on top of left. Maybe right toes tucking behind the left calf. Or you can just keep the knees bent together. Deep inhale, draw the knees to the chest. Exhale, knees up and over to the left. Shift your gaze to the right hand and keep both shoulder blades on the mat here. Always the option to slide a prop under or between the knees. And breathe. Inhaling through the nose, slight pause. Exhaling through the nose, slight pause. It's a good time to begin to add an extra beat or two to each inhale and exhale, finding your longest breaths of your practice. Jatara Parivartanasana with Virabhadrasana legs. With your next inhale, roll to the back. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Keep your arms wide, palms down. And then if you did on the first side, option to cross left leg over right. Maybe left toes tucking behind the right calf. Either way, inhale, draw the knees toward the chest. Exhale, knees up and over to the right, at or above hip height. And then shift your gaze to the left. Let the left shoulder blade make contact with the mat. Soften your drishti or close down the eyes altogether. Noticing how just through this conscious breath control, pranayama, we can calm down the nervous system, quiet the mind. Knowing this is a tool you'll bring with you when you leave your mat today. With your next inhale, roll to the back, uncross the legs, and move toward Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Catching outside the feet or legs, draw the knees outside the armpits. And then work your feet toward the head in space, stacking heels over knees. You can stay in stillness or rock left and right, straightening one or both legs, lower back on the mat. We're making our way toward Shavasana, our final resting shape. We'll leave space here if there's another pose you need, any other movement. No rush in the next 10 or so rounds of your breath. Start to move fully to the back body. If you're brand new to yoga, you can think of Shavasana like sleep at the end of the day. It's the most important asana posture in our practice, where we simply lie in quiet and stillness, integrating our practice, mind, body, and energetic body. If you're finding movement, finish up your second side. Find any clothing or props you need to be comfortable and warm. If the lower back is feeling fatigued, you can slide a prop under the knees, slight bend in the knees. Or for a sense of grounding down, slide a blanket or prop over the hips. And then begin to settle fully on the back body. Flip your palms up. Lightly tuck the shoulder blades together under the back. Feel the collarbones release to left and right sides. Explore the distance between your legs. Find that shape where the hips and pelvic floor can fully relax. Let the feet splay out as they do. And lightly tuck the chin to the chest, creating some length through the back of the neck. Take a deep inhale through the nose and open the mouth, sigh it out. With that exhale, let your Ujjayi pranayama go. Keep the mouth closed. Let your breath become soft and shallow. Knowing you've already put in the effort, all that's left to do is to hold this shape in quiet and stillness. I'll chant us into Shavasana with a mantra. As I chant, disconnect from physical sensation around you, going inward, feeling light. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Akanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Mena Chara Charam Tatpadam Darshitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Virvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With your next inhale, begin to deepen the breath. Coming back to the body through the breath. Once more, drawing air all the way to the belly. And as you feel ready, find small movements with the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Always welcome to stay in relative stillness. When you feel ready, reach the arms up and overhead, maybe interlacing fingers, find a full body stretch. And in your own time, draw the knees to the chest and roll to the right side. Allow a few generous breaths here as we prepare to bring head back above heart. Whenever you feel ready to rise, eyes closed or gaze soft, press yourself to your most comfortable seat. We'll close as we began our practice sitting tall, shoulders stacked over hips, hands relaxed. Grounding down through left and right sides of the body. Take an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. And bring palms to heart center, Anjali Mudra, pressing thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. The light within me honors and respects the light within each of you. Thank you. Mil gracias. We bow and say a word. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining, and do share your feedback on YouTube or Facebook or however you like. Hope to practice with you again soon.